Good morning, Greg here. Burn at both ends, burn on the front end of Wednesday. It is the 18th of July, 2018, 6:06 a.m. Pacific. And we are wrapping up week 7 here. Actually, well, I guess we're not wrapping up. We are in the middle of week 7. It seems like we're wrapping it up. Week 7 of this I-Core program, this technology transfer training that I'm involved in. It's an 8-week program sponsored by the DOE. Learning all about the lean startup model, business model canvas, customer discovery interviews, ecosystems, all that good stuff. And so where I'm at with this program, right, so we need to do 75 customer discovery interviews. We just completed our 72nd yesterday, and we have still 4 or 5 on the books for the week. I'm not sure if we have any today. Yeah, we have one today at 10, and then we have a bunch on Friday. Friday got really booked up. And so we're going to hit our mark, 75, no problem. But the really important thing is that we're really building an amazing body of evidence that points to our technology having some serious traction in the market. And what's really exciting is that we've gotten some great advice, right? So a bunch of our interviews have been from entrepreneurs, investors, people that say, okay, here, this is how you figure out this stuff. This is how you understand where the pull is. Right, and it's not your customer; it's your customer's customer, and it's even their customer. So you go 3 and 4 deep on you essentially follow the value chain. And then some of the other advice we got was kind of describing each product segment that can grow is called a vertical, right? And so we've identified several verticals, and we can all stack them on our technology. And so you can imagine our technology being like this horizontal box, and then how many verticals can we stack on it? And so that was the image that one gentleman named Jim, Jim, thank you very much, gave us and said, hey, listen, if you can have this really wide horizontal technology that's got many verticals on it, that gives you a really good, chance, it's keto coffee, a really good chance of finding funding, because it just shows that there's a lot there. There's a lot to invest in. There's a huge growth market. It's not like you got one product segment you're going after, and if you miss it, then you're in trouble. So what we're finding is that we do have a very wide technology. We're stacking some verticals. Our interview at 10 is a brand new vertical, and we're just doing one interview in this space just to see if we have traction, just to see if it's worth pursuing. We've been focusing primarily on one application that's shown us 2 product segments. And because the I-Core program says you really got to go narrow and deep with this. You can't go so wide and try to hit all these different things. So we've been really following that, and I'm really proud of the team. We've just built this, like I said, this incredible body of knowledge, right? We through direct interviews, the referrals from the interviews, just kind of walking down this path. It's like stepping stones. And then also we've gotten a lot of good articles and market reports, and so a good, direct information from customers and customers, and then sort of indirect information from analysts and market reports, and they all kind of point to the same thing. And then I was at Semicon West last week and listening to the keynote speakers from some of the CEOs. That's also going to show us a lot of the really high level thinking that's going on in the industry. And that was also in perfect alignment with what we were looking at. So really good stuff. This I-Core program is definitely worth the price of admission, if you will. And now we're starting to have serious talks about what would it look like to spin out a company? What would that take? How would we do it? So on and so forth. The advice we were given is, you got to get to market with this product in 2 years or less. 18 to 24 months was the advice. And we have some government funding coming, or maybe coming. We don't know yet. We just proposed. But the problem is that it wouldn't come till February of 19, and then it's like a 3-year path. And so that's obviously well past this 24-month recommended time. And the problem with that is that we could miss our opportunity. And then there's this really important conference in the middle of September in Europe that we're looking to go to, that would really answer a lot of questions for us. And so that's the next step. And so we need to find funding to do that. And so that's like kind of the next goal, the next paddle down the river to the next bend so we can peek around it. And then just back to the I-Core program itself. So today we have our last 2-hour webinar. We all do, each team does a 10-minute presentation. And something that I've admitted is I've been choosing to prioritize these interviews over working on their presentation. So I'm the entrepreneurial lead on the team. We also have a PI and an industry mentor, so there are 3 of us. I give all the presentations, and then I do kind of the bulk of the interview setting up and scheduling, and then documenting and things like that. And so I've chosen to prioritize the interviews over the presentations. And I can and I admit that my presentations haven't been as strong, even though the data is great. It's just my presenting is not very strong. And so for this last presentation, I made a commitment last week to really just put some time in, make sure that I give it a really good shot and I crush the presentation. And I have to say that this week I've definitely. Of course, you can always put more time in. There's no doubt about that, right? But I've put substantially more this week than I have previously. I'm very confident about it. I can speak to all the main points of the presentation. And so now this morning, I'm going to close this post right now and get right into the presentation. So it's about 6:12. So I have till about 7 before my girls wake up. The wife is back, so she'll be taking the girls to camp this morning. And so I'll have between about 8 and 11. So just 45 minutes right now, and then 8 to 11 to kind of just write the presentation, practice it, just get really clear on what I'm saying, and then crush it. I'm not sure when I'm going between 11 and 1, but it's somewhere in there. And it's only 10 minutes. It's not such a big presentation, but I would like to deliver a solid presentation and really show that we're sitting on a really solid set of knowledge here based on these interviews, which is like the whole point of the program. And then also we've been able to expand our ecosystem. So I'm going to make a slide about this horizontal and the verticals. The ecosystem slide is going to really show some work, and just we are excited. So we are excited, and the success journal is still it's actually on the screen right in front of me here. That's why I point to it. You wouldn't know that unless I told you. And so the success journal is still rocking and rolling. It is really saving my butt in a lot of places, because as I'm focusing heavily on this I-Core, I have these other projects at work, this HPD project, and then also, I run this work group around ANSYS. ANSYS is a finite element analysis program, and so I run a group at work. I'm the main point of contact with ANSYS, the company, and so we have a work group meeting on Thursday. And so just keeping it right there. This doesn't take very much effort, but it's more of the timely effort, right? Sending out the emails to the company to understand what we're going to talk about, polling the group to see if anyone has a topic, and then getting the agenda together and sending out the invitation. So a lot of little tasky things, like not really difficult work, but just so it's reminding me about that. And so it's great. We're going to have ANSYS present something. We're going to have one of our company fellows company folks present something, and so we got some good topics. And so sent that out yesterday, and so that was really great. And so the success journal, just bottom line, is just really helped me out. This 1 week chunk, as I call them, so I'm looking at it at a week at a time, really, really helping. I don't think daily would work. I think monthly is too long of a time frame. I think a week is perfect. It's very easy for us to think in a week, and I find that that's true. Like with time, is how can I easily wrap my brain around a certain length of time, and then execute on that. A week is, I think, ideal. A day is easy in a way, but a day, I think doing this day by day would be just too much effort. And that's the other thing, is I want the success journal to be there and to be supportive, but I don't want it to be this super tasky thing that becomes annoying, because that's critical for it, to work for me. Maybe other people might really enjoy a daily thing. Some people might say, hey, a month is totally fine with me, or a quarter is fine with me, depending on. It also depends on what the success journal is around. The success journal for me is my specific things I'm doing. Maybe if it was a success journal for a company, maybe quarterly is perfect. I don't know. I can experiment with that. So anyway, I'm going to wrap there. This channel is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur. Really enjoying this path I'm on. It's very empowering. And this I-Core program is really kicking me in the butt, but it's also at the same time elevating my game and forcing me to elevate my game in other areas of my life, which I really appreciate. So subscribe, comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Give me some feedback. Ask me to help you with something. I would love to be of service. Please, we all need help. That's something that's tough for me, is asking for help. So, please, I'd love to help you if I could. So comment down below. Check out the links in the description. There's some great motivational websites in there. There's some great music. And this voice-based social media platform is down there. I'm really into that. And what else we got down there? Oh yeah, the beat in the background is Fela Kuti inspired Afrobeat that I wrote. G Money's my alter ego. I write these drum beats. Check them out on SoundCloud. There's a link down there. There's a great post about voice. I'm big on voice from Gary V. That's why I like the Ends thing so much. Check that out. Gary really smacks it in the face on why voice is going to be such a enabling technology. Right? It's going to save us all lots of time. So we will wrap there. And y'all go out, have a great day, light it up, crush it, inspire folks, do great things, and I will see you tonight.